once again to the world of Cairne.
Oh, that's a cool movie.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Gosh, the Crucible. That was what I titled tonight's session, by the way, the Crucible, in case you guys didn't see that.
It's where we are and it's what we're going through.
Yes, we are in the belly of a volcano. I actually just got into it and already have had quite a scrap with the Galduina elves, which I was excited about. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, yeah, totally excited.
It was a
It's a
fun
change of
scrap.
pace.
These guys fight dirty.
Literally, those doo-doo crusted harpoons.
Nothing to sneeze at.
No, definitely not. But against all odds, you guys came through. You fought really well, really smart. You did everything you could to take their tactic away from them, of trying to harpoon you and pull you into the lava. Nobody took a dip.
I think we beat them at their own game.
I wanted
Yeah.
to.
Well, everybody knows Van Warren would have been the best lava swimmer in the party.
Yeah. I would have lasted longest at least.
But we did sustain some rather nasty injuries.
As a harpoon in me. Yes.
We are lucky that we have such a talented benevolent with our group. And when we left off, everyone had settled in, kind of off to the side there, dusted themselves off, and we're trying to do some emergency triage, if I remember correctly. Yeah?
Correct.
Right.
And I had determined there were two primary concerns. Van Warren has some internal bleeding, and I have what is the start of sepsis.
Very serious on both accounts.
Yes.
So that is where we'll pick up as you guys are crawling off to the side along the ancient stone, the heat from the magma beyond just sweltering and causing you to sweat and dehydrate depending on your physical ability. Listener.
Yeah, it's a little rough out here on Plant Man.
You do have your aura going. I do
Yes.
have that, so you are still under the effects of the
Antifungal.
antifungal aura.
Yes, and I do believe that there was a little something that Saoirse wanted to use.
Okay. Yeah, well, you guys will pick up from right there, and I will let you take it away.
All right, so Saoirse is going to be using that.
I will ask
Good.
for that on me.
All right, so you pull out your drum.
Yep.
Have I ever asked, what type of drum do you have? Is it a Balron or something?
She ham bones.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because I want her to have that, but I mean, there hasn't been an opportunity for her to pick one up, so
Okay.
ham boning just, a good
It still works.
improvisational instrument.
All right. So yeah, you start drumming the impurities out of the good doctor there. It does remove the effects of poison and disease. Only non-magical, but this is of course non-magical, so you're good. So, bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. We'll say the 3 minutes it takes. The doctor's kind of collecting himself, and you see the sweatiness and the pallor of his skin starting to fade slowly as he works. So we'll say you're playing that while he's working on Van Warren.
Fair enough.
And Van Warren.
I
Sorry, Doctor. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, I would like to. We had talked about it last time that he had internal bleeding.
Yes.
I would like to determine how bad it is, whether it's a mild or severe.
You got struck. Was it in the torso?
Leg.
Leg. Oh, okay, it was in the leg.
What? No, I was in the leg.
That's right. That's right. Actually, let me pull up my notes here. Big slacker that I am.
Are you talking about me? Because I was told I was impaled in the chest or like the stomach.
I thought it was the stomach.
Yeah, I thought it was the stomach. Pretty sure I was stabbed into the stomach with a harpoon.
Okay,
That's
well
what it
that
started.
makes more sense then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
I
I'm
had
dying faster.
stabbed in the leg with a harpoon.
That's right. You were the leg wound. And nobody can tell you elves apart. It's
I
really
know.
terrible.
It's
I know, right?
difficult.
Oh, don't you
That was
give that to
pretty racist.
Wilhelm. He knows them all apart.
All right, so yeah, it was through the torso, through the guts, if I remember correctly. I believe you already checked it, and if I remember correctly, according to what I'm reading here, which is a little sketchy, it grazed his liver. I believe you already kind of determined that.
I was trying to figure out if it was it.
That's where the bleed was coming from, was the liver, which is very dangerous.
Yes. I am gonna have to seal that up.
All right.
That sounds like fun.
It's
Now-
not going to be.
It's not going to be at all.
Let me start rolling my Constitution saves.
Now, in fairness, though, livers do grow back a little bit.
They will grow back over time, yes, but they also tend to be full of toxins when they are.
That is bad, yes.
Yes.
So,
Uh,
go ahead. Tell me what you're up to, Doc.
So obviously he's been impaled. It's nicked the liver. Can I see the nick?
As well as possibly you can through the existing wound. I mean, you're like digging your fingers in and kind of prying the wound open and to get a better view, which is excruciating for Van Warren. Oh, look at
What?
that prim.
I want suction.
Suction. We don't have that. We have water to wash it with. That's all you got.
Unless somebody's feeling really brave.
Makes it worse.
Yes, it's not good for the wound.
I would like to see if Genesis.
Mhm.
This is gonna be. I know I'm asking a lot, and obviously Master's not here. But if she can actually telekinetically pull out, I'm basically going to ask to be suction, using the mind powers to actually pull the blood and everything out to give me a clean surface.
That's an interesting idea.
Gonna have her telekinetically remove the blood from the wound area?
Just a little bit, enough to get me a good. Basically, I'm gonna have active suction. Just give me a clean sight.
So,
No, I mean, that sounds fucking awesome, but
It needs to be just enough blood, though. I don't want her like sucking all this blood out.
and he's gone. Let me take a look here. 'Cause here's the thing, like telekinetic force, right? It's still almost like a physical force in a way. It's like why she can grab things and move them. The ability to provide suction. Well, I mean, it's not impossible. It would be basically like using her mental ability to create a cylindrical force field, so to speak, in the wound, closing off the back end and then pulling the blood out.
I don't know. I also don't think Wilhelm would know. Wilhelm will throw that out.
He's a Victorian level educated gentleman of the most developed civilization here. He would know about pneumatics.
He wouldn't know about mind powers.
No, but he'd know about pneumatics.
Oh yes, like a pneumatic pump. But the problem is, we don't have a pneumatic pump. Also, regulating that would be something I have to create. Maybe some downtime.
Yeah.
What level are you guys? I'm looking at her sheet.
Very good question. Let me check.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So with her at this point we have energy medicine, which could potentially be used to assist you.
Reminder
yeah.
too that Saoirse also has moments which will sort of put Van Morn in like a stasis for the duration of the song and like stop
That'll
stop
work.
the blood flow to like stop any significant blood loss.
Yeah, it will slow down his uh, vitals enough to where blood loss will be minimized, and it'll keep him from squealing and squeaming in pain. If you guys want to do that, that's of course up to him too.
Well,
I mean, I'm just yelling, so.
Probably
I
not
might-
very good for alerting others of to our presence.
This is true.
probably going to need you to do coming clean on him as well afterwards to catch any impurities that have leaked out from the liver, if you can.
Yeah, if that spell works like that, Church, then yeah, I will be doing that as well.
It does technically count as poison.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Just making my stealth roll and making a note that listeners posted up on the corner. He's keeping an eye out from further in.
Okay.
Okay.
Listener,
Mhm.
give me a disadvantaged perception roll, please, because you are having a hard time with the heat.
It is rough in here. 13.
Okay. You think you see some movement, kind of distance, but you're not sure if it's heat waves coming off the ground or things actually moving in the distance. But it's enough that you'll want to keep your eye on it just to see. It's distant at this point.
All right, I train my attention in that direction and wait for it to approach so I can see it more clearly.
Okay. All right. In that case, so here's what we can do, Wilhelm, with Genesis. Having her remove the blood is risky at this point. There's a good chance she's going to end up doing more damage. Because it is literally sliding something physically into him and removing liquids. Even the possibility of how she might be able to provide suction would potentially cause some harm. So instead, what I will let her do is if you can direct her to where to apply pressure, she will be able to at least staunch the flow of blood telekinetically, cinching off blood vessels while you do your work. And then Saoirse can knock him out while you're doing it. And also
The knocking
further-
out also staunches the blood flow.
Oh yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I forget these things sometimes. I think I wrote that. So that's so
Yep.
sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so this gives you 14 minutes. And then you have to play it again, I guess.
Oh yeah, Saoirse will sing for as long as she needs to.
Alright. So you start your song. Wilhelm. Genesis will just assist you with we'll say maybe energy medicine. We'll add some bonus to your skill for her assistance.
I've seen her use it before. She can basically rewrite reality, right?
To a point.
I want to.
She's basically going to help you close the wound up afterward.
Well, I was gonna say, can she close up,
You want her to
close
get
up the
gash?
liver?
I will allow that, yeah. And then you can close the wound.
Yeah, because that would be my bigger concern, is trying to get in there to seal up the liver so that nothing keeps going out once we cleanse him.
Okay.
And honestly, it's probably a lot less damaging than what I would do.
Poor Genesis. She's getting to do all this exciting stuff. She's not here.
We can go with the alternative, which is kind of heat up a scalpel blade and just try to cauterize it.
Sear it.
Seems bad.
Yeah, I need to close that liver up so he doesn't die. So yes, she can use energy medicine to seal up that little bit.
Okay. All right. So that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she peace binds, kind of settles in and focuses down, puts her hand over Van Warren's torso, and you see the gash as you're kind of peering in the wound and through, Van Warren's all knocked out and everything. You got the wound hold open and you can see it start to knit together successfully. The blood begins to stop even the barest minimal trickle that was occurring because of the song, kind of letting you feel at ease. So you will be using which skill to seal the wound?
I'm going to treat him with a tincture, and then I'm just going to be using my surgery skill to stitch him up along with the stitches ability, which I get from where's stitches? So much crap. Well, I've got trauma, which I think qualifies. I've got first aid, which is bandaging and stitches.
You can just use first aid for this one because you're just stitching
And
the wound at this point.
And using sterilization to keep it as sterile as possible, despite the fact that obviously I am reaching into his chest.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, give me your
Okay.
roll.
All right. Advantage. Medicine. 26.
Success. Not that I ever doubted you.
There's always a chance of a 1.
There is always a chance of a 1. So yeah, you are successful. You stitch the wound up. He seems to kind of stop struggling against the power of the song. Anything else?
If he's bandaged up, and like I said, I treated him with my tincture, which
Go ahead and make your roll for your tincture heal.
4 plus. I am actually going to use the. I'm going to forgo the +2 to grant him advantage if he needs to make any further Constitution. Well, on the next Constitution set.
Okay. Proficiency at 9 plus 4. All right, and you can add an additional 9 to that from Genesis's assistance.
Okay, so 13 total.
And is that it? You gonna let him come out of the stasis?
Yes. I will explain that if Saoirse could use can clean out in case there's any impurities. His liver was nicked, and stuff could have.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
She will do it.
All right. So yeah, you blast out the coming clean. Saoirse, at the end of this 3-minute ham bone solo, I will say you are starting to feel very fatigued because of the heat. You're parched from singing. You're worn out from the action of this, the ham boning, and the stress of the moment, the previous encounter. All of you are starting to feel the heat draining. You are very close to a large vat of magma.
Yes. Listener is upending flasks of water over himself.
And actually, I take it back. Van Warren gets another 3 hit points from me stitching him up.
There you go. I stab
He
you
heals.
to make you better.
Yes, 1d4 minus 1.
All right, so Van Warren, you come out of it. You're actually feeling pretty good. all things considered.
Oh. So, what happened?
Oh, and welcome, Snacks. You snuck in there.
Oh, yes, I've been here about 20 minutes. I guess I waited.
I just happened to look over at Discord. I'm sorry. Welcome. We're glad you're back.
Whew, but Uki's feeling a bit. This heat is just way beyond anything she's used to. She's
Oh yeah.
feeling pretty run down.
How many hit points did you get altogether? What was it? 13 plus 3, 16?
It was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was 16, Ben Warren.
All right.
But yeah, so like I said, you're all starting to really feel the heat at this point. Where do we want to go from here?
Has my observation changed?
It has not.
The movement approached?
It has not. Nothing seems to have moved closer. At this point, you are kind of wondering if maybe you're just looking at, a heat mirage.
That's entirely possible.
Well, we said we only wanted to take a short rest in this area, but I do think Saoirse's going to look over at Lister and say, "Listener, is there any way I could have a little bit of clean water?"
Listener, it was literally in the middle of repeatedly casting the flask on himself. He can stop and hand her the flask.
There you go.
Don't you have to roll to see what sort of water you get, though?
Yeah.
I do, but I just cast it repeatedly until I get fresh anyways.
It's a cantrip.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's free.
Saoirse will take a drink appreciatively and hand it back to Lister.
All right. So, anybody else? We got anything else going on?
Uki's kind of moving back a bit from the magma because she's pretty, I suspect that she had a bit of, looking at my current hit points where they're at, that she kind of took a bit of a beating, and the heat's not helping.
Yeah, I think you got nicked by a harpoon.
Yeah.
Luckily,
So,
no
I don't-
infection, though.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure about that. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody has any opportunity to help heal her, if she's going to need a long rest at some point here.
I can stitch you up if you like. Unfortunately, I am out of my healing herbs, but I can stitch you and bandage you. Make sure it doesn't get any worse.
I think that would be good.
Okay.
And I think the question I have is whether can you actually use, as painful as it can be, is there something in this gunpowder that I have that might actually help a little bit to sort of,
Well,
I don't know, counteract any.
you can
You can do the most painful cauterization of all time.
yeah, you
Yeah, exactly.
cauterize a wound with it real well.
Yeah.
It'll
You
hurt
can
like hell.
you can do that. I'll take a little bit of that gunpowder to use. It's a little, just a smidgen, to cauterize the wound.
I will slap your hand.
No. Denied.
Don't do that.
Well, she's yeah.
I will treat you. Please do not do that. It will
It is
end
so
badly.
far down the list of good triage ideas.
I understand that actually is a method, but there are. Let me take care of you, and I will do just that. I will see medicine check to see how bad a shape she's in. That's a 29.
You're good.
Sweet.
And then, and I haven't done this before. While I'm treating Uki, I would also like to use acupuncture.
Okay.
Or acupressure, probably more appropriate, because I don't think I'm going to be pulling needles out and
The
stabbing.
harpoon Yeah, the harpoon was already enough acupuncture. Thank you very much.
Sufficient. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
You have needles, I say.
I'm trying this quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
You
I don't know how long
sewing
acupressure.
needles.
Yeah.
All right. So just you're going to, yeah, give
I'm
me, give me. You're using it in conjunction with what you're already doing, right?
Yep. Treating her, stitching her up,
All right. So you're
and
just,
using the action.
so that'll add the additional 1d4
Yeah.
because you already made the successful medicine roll.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you get. This is how much you get stitched. So you get 1 from stitching, and 2. So you get 3 hit points back.
But your wound is cleaned and bandaged, so.
All right.
Back in the saddle.
And I know acupuncture.
This is the doctorly version of I know kung fu.
Yeah. Every level he gets more brainy.
Yes, the next level is my favorite.
What we
I get chemistry.
Chemistry. Oh, there we go.
That'll be good.
He's gonna
Yes,
get dangerous.
antibiotics.
Ginkgo's walking up. It looks like he's raring to punch somebody.
Uh-oh. All right. Are we,
And gunpowder.
are we preparing
just-
to move? Is that what I'm seeing?
I'm just making sure nobody's coming.
Okay.
Everybody's coming this way. Coming through me first.
Well, would you like to move through that giant destroyed arch in front of you?
It's getting rather warm in this room.
It is very
Mhm.
warm.
People are seeming rather healthy. We've been here quite a while. There's probably going to be a changing of a guard soon, so we probably don't really have the element of surprise much longer.
It's true.
So onward, forward, and up then?
Seems as if the time's
we're
arrived.
Ready?
All right.
Saoirse's ready.
Stepping through. I believe we'll do... Let me do this real quick. Hang on.
Mhm.
I think I have you guys already over there, but just in case, make sure I got all your tokens, so I can just paste them over, just in case.
Oh.
All
And
right.
if I survive this, I'd like to start working on hydration powder.
That'll be interesting.
Hydration salts that you actually, yes, to help hydrate.
So here we are, the next step.
I think you missed Genesis.
Did I?
Yeah, she was
Oh.
back towards the beginning of the map for some unknowable reason.
I can get that. Let's see, because she's not here to move her token.
Mhm.
Nice and simple. No worries. Boom. There she is. Okay. So as you step through the arch, the first thing you notice, strangely, is the moment you pass through those pillars, the heat levels decrease noticeably.
Oh, nice.
More-
And it's Master Miss. Hello, Master Miss.
Well, good timing. They drop so substantially that you are immediately aware that it is an unnatural drop in temperature.
Mm-hmm.
It should not happen. All around you are stalactites, stalagmites. This is an ancient, ancient cavern. Parts of the stone are worn smooth from traffic. Over in this area, there is a degree of light, like a strange orange bioluminescence. And this chamber is just inundated with spores. Like it's chokingly thick. And you realize as you step through that a lot of the movement that you were seeing was just swaying of the air vents catching the spore clouds and moving them along.
I maintain a bubble of tranquility. Spores zap against the outside like mosquitoes against a lantern.
Yeah, and you do wonder, like, oof, this would be nice. I see everybody's tokens moving closer to you. Let me just step in
Saoirse
here.
was already there.
Oh yeah. There is a slight rise ahead of you, and you can see that it does kind of take a southerly turn. Beyond that, it's a pretty much a dive direct into oblivion around the borders. But over here, you do see like a huge bundle of fungus. They look like giant, glowing puffball mushrooms, and that seems to be where the spores are originating.
Perhaps I should swing by over there and see if we could not eliminate the source of some of these spores.
I have a strange feeling everyone's going to go where you go in this instance.
I have a suspicion myself, yes. What a cantrip to pick up. Well, actually, no, this one's not a cantrip. This one's an actual spell. But what a lovely thing to have.
I know, right?
So I'm just checking the time on. I've got an hour, and I can recast it if I need to.
All good. So, I will say, thankfully, at this point, you don't see any actual movement. The area is like devoid of guards or elves or giant ants for some reason.
That's wonderful. We love that, except for when it turns out there's some horrible beast here that keeps them away.
It's always a bigger fish.
Always bigger fish. So let's just say listener's gonna do as he's suggested. He moves at a very sedate pace, so it's easy for everyone to keep up and keep in the radius.
And is everyone keeping up? Is anyone not keeping up? We'll ask that, and I'll just assume otherwise. No.
I'll keep up.
All right. Everybody move your tokens with listener. Stay in the radius or you're going to get hit. I'm just messing.
This is a real-time tabletop game now.
This is like a mini game. Oh, Wilhelm, Evelyn. Oh, no, they're all dead.
Everyone's dead. All of the fungus. Now, listener gets up to here, and I imagine stuff's going to start to happen as I get to here, so I'll stop there.
Okay.
You might want to let listener go up front.
So, as you approach, the first thing that does hit you is, for those of you who are able, a very pungent odor. It is a mix of, like, it smells like a garbage fire, basically. Just like something rotten burning slowly. The spores are just unbelievably thick. And you can actually physically see the outline of the aura around you as you move through it. That's how thick they are. Just bright red and yellow and orange spores, just clumps of them flowing around, bouncing off and moving all through. As you approach closer, you can see that these giant puffball mushroom-looking things are actually like undulating slowly. And every time they do, you just see this like poof of spores come out of them. They seem to have a rhythm to them. Mm-hmm. They're all moving in unison. And you can see like the whole area in front of you, like where the light source is, that's how big this area is, and it's just rife with them. It looks like a festering garden of tumors along the ground.
Gotcha. So,
is there a way through this room around it?
Well, I mean, you could just head south the way out.
Could we just...
Yes.
And just like throw a fireball at it from really far away and just walk away?
I was about to ask.
Is that a thing that works in this game?
Church.
Yes.
As something of a plant myself, I would like to
I don't know
stop
if you
here.
want to do that.
I would like to stop here and observe while the largest of the puffballs are still outside of my radius. Examine the structure of the plants. I would like to estimate if they're going to violently explode and begin spore relating in every direction.
Okay. Give me a nature.
As the radius comes into contact with them and as parts of their fungal matter start to fail.
Okay. Well, give me your nature check real quick first.
Okay. 1 second. Quite low, actually. Unless you feel like giving me advantage for being a plant.
I will say in this particular case, this is something that you have no memory of even being discussed by the collective.
Yeah, these guys are weird.
As the edge of your aura starts brushing the outer regions of the fungus field, you can see them like they quiver and they shake and they push against the barrier, and then eventually they just kind of flatten out and their spores spew out one last time, and the fungus literally just withers and dies.
Oh, beautiful. Love that.
These are the much smaller ones. You're not sure about the big ones.
Yeah, I don't know about the big ones. The big ones are a little suspicious still.
But at the same time, it could happen that way too. They are still the same thing technically.
All right. Well, I will communicate briefly with the party and explain to them that I wish to try to eliminate these, and that they should hang towards the back of the aura.
Smart. And Genesis, you actually just assisted with a surgical procedure earlier, so bravo. You did very well.
You're already pulling your weight this evening.
You learned how to manipulate blood with telepathy.
Yes.
No,
or
not really.
telekinesis.
Well,
You did use your psychic surgery to stitch up Van Warren's liver.
yes.
Yeah, Saoirse did the blood staunching part.
Yes.
Oh,
It was a big group effort. If you guys survive this, you should totally open your own hospital somewhere.
I mean, we really should. I mean, like, you remember what, like...
Wildly qualified at this stage.
Yeah, like Wilhelm, Genesis, and Saoirse, like, whenever we were working on Uki that one time at the Orti, like, this ain't our first rodeo.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are rocking and rolling some medical procedures at this point.
Right, so, listeners, edging forward, he's allowing everybody the opportunity to stay in the aura. He's going to bring one of the larger puffballs into the edge of the radius.
Okay. So as you begin to hit this larger fungal feature here,
Mhm.
it quakes against your aura. You can feel this actively pushing against you, like your ability, your focus.
Interesting. Listener tends to associate this with the more sentient varieties of plants.
Yeah, and it's actively pushing. And some of it's you might be the size, but it's straining against the edge of your aura and just pouring spores out like double time, like it's trying to fight you.
Well, I feel quite fortunate in how you worded antifungal aura. The words that give me great confidence are: the barrier absolutely deflects all fungal matter, including spores and actual organic matter as well. There is no save to overcome it, and even sentient fungal creatures cannot penetrate it.
Oh yeah,
I feel like he wrote that spell because of my spore god from the Feywild.
If it makes you feel better, I did actually write this long before we played that one. No. This is actually this is a Goldo Shah spell.
Mhm.
This is an elven spell. Um.
Oh,
So it's when I say it's fighting against you, I mean it's more of a self-preservation
Mhm.
type thing. Not actually a sentient, like I'm gonna get you back type thing.
That's fair.
You get the feeling that if you push forward, you're gonna squeeze the life out of this thing. But you're actually like kind of having to push on your feet now, physically.
I must move the aura. Well, I've seen what these funguses here do, and I'm not a fan of it. They cause me no end of trouble. So if I can take a moment to clear this infestation and have our back path a little safer, if, say, I'm coming out of here with 0 spell slots and we're just trying to book it without dying,
Yeah.
I feel like it's wise to do that. I would like to continue attempting to eradicate the fungus.
Okay. Is your intention to just push on through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a rapid pace. 1, I don't do rapid paces. 2, I don't want to know what happens if I disturb them all at once.
All right. So as you push beyond this first one,
Yeah.
it strains. It pushes against the borders of your shield. You actually have to physically put your back into it a bit.
I weigh a lot. I got a lot of back to put.
Yeah, it's not going to stop you. But you get to this point where it struggles and strains and shakes and shimmers, and then just a gut-wrenching scream lets out from the fungus. This high-pitched scream sound just yanks out and echoes through the halls.
Well, that's bad.
spooky.
And then it falls flat. Everybody give me a perception check if you want.
I love making perception checks.
Oh, Van Warren.
So does Van Warren, apparently.
Well, he's the best at it, obviously.
I am the best at it.
Provably.
It looks like everyone's on their toes tonight.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. You know what? Pretty much everyone but Az is going to see this, and we'll just say he's looking the other way. As this thing falls flat, this very small mushroom-shaped creature bursts forth and just falls on its face dead. It burst out of the fungus itself, like it was inside of it. It's probably about 3.5 feet long. It's got these kind of withered arms and legs and this desiccated little face as it kind of gasps its last and then just falls still. As this happens, though, you see about a dozen little mushroom-shaped heads pop up out of the spore field, looking at you, mouths agape, eyes wide with fear. They're cringing in the back there. Some of them have little spears in their hands, but they're shaking, they're trembling. Like you can tell they're terrified.
Wait, is this that one cute little, like, fey mushroom that they reintroduced into 5th edition with Wild Beyond the Witchlight? I'm forgetting its name right now.
Oh, no.
No, I think this will be the brittle skin mentioned in my spell description.
Yes. Van Warren and Az actually recognize them as brittle skins.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I've now gone from thinking these things are definitely not sentient to thinking, there's something in there. That's weird. Let's see. How would listener react? Well, I mean, are they sentient enough to communicate with over telepathy?
Well, I mean, they look terrified of you at this point.
That's true, and that's usually an indicator of intelligence, but I'm unfamiliar. I will attempt to. You know, I'll pick one and see if I can open up.
Okay. All right. So you open up a channel.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to communicate?
Something practical, I think. Listener's primary concern is still for his party's safety. He wants them to stop making so many damn spores.
Okay. Uh. So here's the thing.
Mm.
Okay. No, it's telepathy, so that won't be quite so much. The eyes go wide, and you get the sense of recognition. That it is picking you up. It looks surprised. And you sense a very familiar form of communication ripple out between them all.
Oh, it's another collective.
Where your message is disseminated amongst all of them, and they all kind of look between one another, confused, like you've just suggested, like stopping breathing, is the sense that you get. They're not really communicating very well. They're very simple-minded. But you get the sense like that what you've just suggested is ridiculous.
Let's say... Listener's usually not so great at social maneuvering, but this is plant social maneuvering. He should be much better at that, actually. May I attempt to persuade the mushroom men?
I will say this. You're
By
attempting...
making a plant-based argument.
You're attempting to convince mushroom men to stop producing spores.
Yes, which makes it challenging.
So just
But-
so we're clear on that.
But the thing that you do when you're trying to work with a plant is you make the resource trade-off obvious.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to throw this out there too. Az and Van Warren, you're familiar with Brittleskins. They were almost like house servants and semi-slaves to the Galdawina back in the height of your empire. That's the spell that Listener is using was basically used to corral them at one point. Like, elves really kind of looked at them as a, I don't know, less than a pet, almost. They were just fungus people that really were kind of stupid and useless aside for menial labor.
Oh, okay. So then Asdrushar might just assume that he can straight up just command them to walk in front of us like 20 or 30 feet.
Well, you've been chained to a wall for ever.
I
I
have.
don't think you were involved in this at all.
But I
This-
had
this is
The
after
your
the
house
time.
was
slave.
even longer ago.
Yeah, Az is actually pretty old.
Yeah, I think he probably was around. He was around way back then. He's just been in prison for a while. Yeah, he probably had little house goblins or house mushrooms. I think he would assume that he can just command them and they'd obey because that's his experience with these creatures.
Do you want to try to?
Sure.
What do you want to command them to do?
Move.
What language are you using?
Galdwinian.
Okay. So you go ahead and say what you would say to them in Galduinan.
Servant class mushrooms, obey your master. Move.
They form into a line and await you to tell them what direction to move.
South.
So, listener actually interrupts you as you're doing this. He says, No, we do not want them with us. They are a liability.
No. It's great. We throw them straight front line we march them in through the enemy front line.
It will only strengthen them. And the enemy is also of your people. They are just as likely to obey the enemy as us.
Oh, okay. Well, then...
What we need them to do is to lie under the earth, dormant.
Well, I was thinking maybe march them back into the lava pit.
I bear them no great animosity. They're simply troublesome.
Okay. Take a nap for 10 days and just, like, pop under the ground then.
Is that the plan?
How about that? Just...
Yeah, that's basically what Listener was going to try and convince them of. Like, if you burn the entire field of a forest, a lot of plants will go dormant under the ash until things are acceptable. And you make that kind of argument to a semi-sentient fungus creature, then you can probably get a similar result. I just had to persuade them that some shit's about to go down, and if they want to live, they'd better hide in the dirt for a minute.
All right.
Yeah, okay. I can go with that. I'll use my command to, I don't know, have them burrow or something.
Okay. They look at one another and kind of quietly start nestling back into the spore field.
How strange.
They were very useful for laundry and other household tasks back in the day.
Just don't give them a sock.
Listener begins to walk away. He says, My own people were not aware that there were any other plant collectives that had arisen.
All right. So you
How
guys
very strange.
You gonna leave the remaining fungus then?
Yeah, the listener is not a murderer.
Okay.
And he is more likely than anybody else in the party, apart from maybe Wilhelm, to consider the slaughter of the tiny mushroom men murder.
I mean, Saoirse too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't want to do it, but like, listener would consider it bad because he is also a plant man. Even if they are only just above the threshold for sentience, he feels a kinship with them. And Wilhelm is so thoroughly a pacifist that I can't see him thinking anything else.
I mean,
Like
Saoirse
abusing
also
a Roomba.
recognizes sentience, and she wouldn't do it either.
Oh, very good.
It'd be like abusing a Roomba.
And who does that? Monsters. Monsters do this.
So you guys are leaving them and just moving on.
They can keep themselves busy.
All right. So give me one more perception roll if you want. You don't
Love
have to.
Big fan. Huge fan.
Genesis has accidentally stuck her finger in her eye.
Az is alerted now. He's paying attention.
Ow. Nice. Okay. So, I will say,
Mm-hmm.
as you look back, you see, though, let's see, Az and Wilhelm in particular, as you look back, you see this humanoid shape, black, smoky mist and ash just coming off of it, with these two baleful, lava-like eyes peering out from behind the back end of the store field. He's just like these really elongated arms and spindly fingers just peering at you from over, swaying back and forth with just ash and smoke falling off his body.
Sounds very conspicuous, actually.
He's watching you as you leave. Here, I'll show you a picture in Discord if you like.
Oh, sure.
What? Hang on. This is Discord's being wonky for me.
Difficulties are arising.
It doesn't want to be noticed.
No, it's giving me a message saying that the owner has requested Discord block any messages.
What?
I know, right? It's like hi. Remember me? I work here.
Is this how Chance is telling you he's kicked you out?
I guess so. Here. We'll just do this.
There we go.
He looks so friendly. Look, he looks like he's dancing. He can't be shameful.
Still keeping a close eye on it.
It's just sitting back there watching you.
We may need... That might be something to concern ourselves with if we try to leave this way. And I am going to gently and try to inconspicuously point it out.
Nah, that's just a scout.
Is Az familiar with this creature?
No. No.
Well, let's keep an eye on it and not do anything unless it tries to harm us. Our first priority is trying to find Kaz.
Mm-hmm. I'm honestly a little surprised Uki hasn't already leveled a gun at the thing.
She's still feeling, still feeling a bit worn from that heat in the other room, and not really want to approach something looking so hot.
Mm.
I'm at 72 hit points, and also she definitely wants to continue to find. She is very focused on finding Kaz.
Alright.
But yeah, something in the way that creature moves. She's just saying, I don't want to.
Yeah.
She's using her careful eye.
I will say that this thing gives you a very unnerving sense of dread.
The name is certainly suggestive. Oh, actually, with the name being suggestive, I will ask, is listener picking up a spirit from the thing?
Listener is guaranteed for sure that this is a spirit.
There we go. The benefits of alt text. They give you information you might not otherwise have had.
Yes, this is definitely a spirit of some sort, and it is not a benevolent one.
Right. The listener takes a moment to warn the party. This creature is most certainly dead, or was at some stage. It seems very unfriendly.
Thank you for that warning, listener. I think that with our encounters from the Void Wraith, I've learned not to be too hasty when we come across creatures such as this.
One can never count out the dead. They have so little to lose.
Is it solid?
Such things are generally somewhat tangible, though not completely.
It looks... If you had to guess from your perspective, it literally looks like it's made of ash and smoke.
Yeah. And listener will be saying this because he says, well, is it solid? Well, the spirit part isn't. Obviously. There's some bits that are.
Totally solid. Totally.
It's malevolent, certainly, but does it seem aggressive enough that we must deal with it now, in listener's estimation?
Let's try an insight check. How about that?
That seems fair.
You in particular, especially.
Yeah.
You are actually nervously uncertain.
Alright, then listener just says that. He says, I cannot get the measure of it. I cannot read its intention. Oh, is it sentient enough to open up a line with?
You want to try?
I mean,
Wait,
what can go wrong?
first off, can Saoirse and Genesis try reading it?
You
Oh,
want
the mood reading. Fancy.
like an empathy reading?
Yeah, I mean, we, have advantage on insight rolls given, who and what we are.
Yeah. I will say in this particular case, like Saoirse gets her empathy readings from a lot of visual cues, audio cues. You're good at reading people. You'll have a hard time reading this because it is a blank-faced stare. I will say, like, you do sense malice coming off of this thing. It's not friendly. As far as whether or not it means you harm, I'll give you a chance, though.
So just normal roll? No advantage?
Yeah, for this particular thing, just because it's undead and has no face.
Okay.
Still pretty good. And Genesis, are you using the psychic empathy? Yeah, okay. So, Saoirse, you stare at this thing a minute, and for just a moment, those magma-colored eyes lock onto yours, and you just get this sense of pure hatred, like you spit on this thing's mama at some point in a previous life, and it remembers. Genesis, you're masked up, and you reach out and touch this thing psychically for a moment and recoil like it just burned your psychic fingertips. It is just writhing with hate.
Listener, there's a lot of hatred in this one.
Then perhaps we should carry on the assault from the higher vantage point, available slightly to our left.
Okay. Genesis hides behind listener.
Yeah, not a fan.
All
Alright, so let's everybody truck over.
So you guys move on.
Yeah, we're gonna... Listeners suggesting that, Uki take the shot from up here.
All right.
From where? From next to you?
Yeah,
Or from
I
around-
was gonna come up over here, basically.
Oh, okay. I missed the little. distracted by my little one in here.
Yes, this does
Sorry.
happen.
Oh, look at all those people outside the field.
Nearby.
Okay. So it watches you as you move, just sitting there, kind of behind the spores, swaying back and forth.
Menacingly.
Menacingly, yeah. Its arms are just weirdly elongated and just wisps of ash and smoke coming off of it at all weird angles.
Hmm.
It hasn't moved yet.
Yes.
Anything?
Am I too far away to command the spore friends?
I mean, it's a vocal range. You want to start shouting at it that direction.
If I could maybe, I wonder. I'll take your shot first.
Yes.
Listener, aware that he is important at the moment for keeping up the field, preemptively takes the dodge action
Okay.
in case of retaliation.
Are we about to start a fight? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Sounds a little bit like it.
Well,
Yes.
why don't we? And I will let Uki take her first shot. Rustic hospitality. I don't know that one's going to help you here, Jennison. It's a good try, though. I don't think the Lacune is going to be into that. Let's just. Oh,
Pretty good shot.
that was a good shot.
Shot.
Let's go ahead and get our initiative rolls in.
Okay.
Make sure you select your token first. Wow, everybody, that was quick.
And would we want to take our union break after we roll initiative?
Oh wait, that's why they're just weirdly populated
Did it give you the old fight in there?
out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been doing that to me almost every time. The players can't see it. The DM sees it, though.
Well, that's all right. I should be able to figure this out. And we can actually, if you guys want to take your break while I correct this, and then we'll jump into the fight, and I'll tell you
The
how the
last
shot
fight's
goes.
going to have like 20 dudes in it.
Am I muted?
No,
Oh.
no,
You're
you're good.
good. You're good.
So, but did my shot didn't count then?
No, that's fine. I said I was going to give you your shot, and then would do initiative. So.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
And I'll tell you when we come back what happens. It'll be our little cliffhanger. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this imaginary word from our imaginary sponsors that pays us these Twitch millions. See you in a minute.
Millions.
We have returned. Welcome once again. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, ladies and gentiles, monkeys and reptiles, all of that.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Exactly. Thank you, Debbie. Lovely for 16 months in a row. That's beefy. So when we left off, we were picking a fight with a weird little spirit.
That did seem to be happening, yes.
The Lacune. So you guys made your way up onto the ledge, as we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of set into positions, things just kind of hovering over the spores and fungus watching you. And Uki lined up and took the shot. Cow. The retort of the weapon is just like ear piercing in this space, like the echo and the reverberation of the musket firing off. Your bullet, your shot, flies true. It hits this thing square, like in the upper part of its chest, just to the left of where its heart might be, if it had one. And you see this gap open up where your shot passes through, and just ash and smoke blow out the back, freeze in midair, and then reverse and reform as if nothing ever happened. However, you do hear it, this hissing, gurgly moan begins to rise up in volume slowly as this thing stands to its full 10-foot height.
Oh, he became large.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was crouched way down. Remember I said his long, elongated, weird arms? His legs are like that too. And he stands to his full height, kind of narrows his gaze directly at you, Debbie, at Uki, and just steps over the spores and starts beelining for you. 1 step, 2 steps, and then just blurs and is standing in front of you, taking a swipe, since it's next in the initiative. But yeah, it moved at really uncomfortable speed.
I was worried about that. Oh, and I rolled a 19, I thought I rolled 19 and it said for my character, but I don't think it got into the turn order.
Oh, I got you in there. I got
Oh,
you.
you do have me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely sure? Because I don't
Yeah,
see her in the turn order.
Yeah, I had a 19.
I have her in mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just have to refresh my page.
Yeah, if you look on the stream, you'll see it. She's
Oh,
on
okay.
there. Right after Az.
I'll refresh the roll 20.
Yeah, mine just doesn't want to show it. No idea why.
I promise it's there. But so he's going to take 2 swipes at you with these ashen claws. Are you ready?
No, but well, am I ready? Yes, I.
What's your AC?
Oh, my AC is my AC is 14.
14. All right. Claw. Oof.
Oh.
That was a hit. Wow. Okay. He raked you really hard.
Yes.
It's a total 19 points of damage. Both slashing and fire. The wounds are just searing, ache with pain from its touch. I need you to make 2 con saves, please.
Okay. You said how many hit points did I lose? You said.
Oh, what was I? Let me do. Let me add it up again.
Sorry about that.
19 total.
Woo. Okay. And you said 2 con saves. All right. Let's see.
Yes, please.
There's. Before I roll this, let me just double check this too. I do have at. There you go. I do have. Just so I'm going to go ahead and just roll 2 con saves, right? But then I now am indomitable, so I can re-roll a saving throw that I fell.
Okay.
But if I do so, though, I have to use the new roll, and I can't use this feature again until I finish a long rest.
Okay.
But,
You picked a good
Too
time
much.
to take it.
Not really. Okay, there's 17
Passed.
and 14.
That did not pass.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my I'm going to use one of my saving throws for Indomitable.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Which I get at level 9. Oh, man.
You got robbed.
I did.
All right, so here's what I need you to do. Temporarily subtract 1 from your con.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind the differential that will cause in saving throws. If it affects it yet.
Yeah, that infects it. It drops it by 1.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what makes this really dangerous.
Ooh, boy.
All right. Az, you are up.
Fuck.
Before you get too far, allow me to issue your reminder, Church.
Yes.
Roll for Evelyn.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so bad about that. I appreciate it. Oh, I think I have her sheet pulled up and everything, too. That's the sad thing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, make sure you've got Van Warren in the turn order on yours, because he also doesn't appear here, and Chris isn't here to keep track for you.
I do have him on the turn order.
All right.
So, yeah. Is Evelyn on there? Did I already? No, I did not. Okay. Let me get her. So, yeah, go ahead and go Az. I doubt she's going to beat your... I doubt she's going to beat you.
I'll run up. Taking the quarterstaff. And then I'll make my customary 2 attacks with the front of the quarterstaff and the 2 with the back of the stick.
All right. Go ahead and make your rolls to hit, please.
Ooh, big hit.
So we have a miss, a hit, a miss. Is that 2 bonus attacks? I think you only get 1 bonus attack.
Each attack gets 1.
Oh,
the
that's
back of
right.
the stick.
That's right, because it's a split.
Because of the
That's fine.
so the front of the stick hits once, and the back of the stick hit once.
They do. However, you notice that as you're striking, it feels like you're hitting a pile of ash, and your weapon pushes through it, and it just reforms around it like nothing happened.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else?
No, not really.
Okay. All good. All right. In that case, Uki, you are back up.
Whew. Uki has some reservations about using firearms on this thing, but then again, you just used a quarterstaff, so
Yeah.
that's
And it
Seemed to do
didn't
much.
really do much.
yeah.
You shot it before too yourself.
Yeah, I did. At least Okay. Well, because of where I'm at, I can only use. I can't. Oh, obviously, I'm not going to use my scope musket. But I can use my pistols, right?
You're welcome to, yeah.
Yeah. Since I'm right there on them. Okay. I'm going to go. Bam.
Okay.
And I'm in. I'm going to take. I'm going to use my extra attack.
Okay.
Bam.
All right. So Uki just pulls out the twin flintlocks and just blam, blam, almost point blank. These two huge holes open up in the thing, and once again, it's like ash and smoke spray out the back, kind of stretch, and then stop, and then pull right back and reform. Both solid hits, but it does not appear to have phased it. Anything else, Uki?
I'm going to. Well, I don't know. So if can I move 5 feet, or would that give him an attack of opportunity?
Well, you've already used your bonus action. Oh, no, you haven't used your bonus action, have you?
Mm-mm.
You just did your 2 attacks. So you can... I believe disengage is a bonus action, isn't it? Or is it a full action?
Only for rogues.
Only for rogues. Yeah, you couldn't actually do a disengage. You could move, but it would invoke...
Attack of opportunity.
If you moved
Yeah.
out of melee.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just remain here.
Okay. All good.
See, I can move over 5 feet and expose the person standing behind me. I will technically still be in with the melee range, but I will open up. Well, he is 10 feet tall, though. He can do whatever he wants over me.
Yeah, he does appear to have reach, yes.
Well, in that case, you could move 5 feet back, but you won't be out of range. You won't take an attack of opportunity, though.
This is true.
Oh, move over so he's got another target. Right.
It's a valid strategy. You got to distribute that damage.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, that was going to be Evelyn's attack, so...
Makes sense.
I believe this is going to be her last 3rd level spell until you guys rest again.
Hey, that's probably a good way to spend it. I think we have precisely and only 2 sources of magical damage in the party, and she's one of them.
Yeah. So... let me see here. Alright, so... she shoots out the solid black silent beam of energy from her fingertip at this thing. Hey, TBJ, thank you for joining us. This actually does seem to kind of catch it off guard. It jolts it.
You do void damage? I thought I did void damage.
No, it actually hurt. It hit solid.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, it was okay. Yeah, so we're good. Evelyn looks shocked actually that it worked.
You love to see it.
But that brings us to Saoirse.
All right, so I think Saoirse, considering that like the only thing that she's seen work so far was Evelyn's void damage, I think she's going to pull out one of these because I think that'll be more helpful than Built Upon Rebel.
Okay, you're gonna try and confuse it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
He makes a wisdom save.
Oh, that's right. Let's see here. I'm gonna actually say that it doesn't seem to affect him.
Oh, damn it. Well, that was Saoirse's turn.
I'm sorry. You guys are feeling this one out, so it's all right. We've had a few attacks that just kind of miffed.
Yeah, we explore the boundaries here.
It's the joy of new creatures. Listener, you are
Mhm.
up.
Well, I barely have sources of regular damage, let alone magical damage. So, I know what my job is here. I'm taking the dodge action and keeping antifungal up.
Okay. That works. Wait a minute. I do have... Okay. I had an extra Saoirse on my list.
Haha. Bonus, Saoirse.
All right. Wilhelm. You're up.
I'm gonna try to throw a set of sleeping powder at it and see if it has any effect.
All right. Roll to hit.
Okay. So, moment. I need to write that down, but I actually need to create an attack for it.
That's
13.
13.
Yeah.
It goes a little wide. He's kind of doing this weird swaying motion, so you just narrowly missed him. It boofs back there where the fungus and the brittle skins are. Might have put the brittle skins to sleep.
They could use the nap.
It probably were tired.
Alright, and that's gonna be it.
That's it for you? Okay.
Yeah. We'll just stay put and try this again maybe next round.
Okay.
Yes. Pro tip. The only magical weapon in the party is in your possession, I'm pretty sure.
Who needs all that, though, right?
I don't believe I have a magical weapon.
Oh, is it Uki that has the
And
big
Van
old
Warren-
pistol pitch? Or is it
Yeah.
Van Warren that has that?
No, I think I have pitch.
You
Unless
have
I-
that. Van Warren has the axe.
Right. I don't know if that's magical or just made out of solid gold.
The ancient golden axe.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out. Van Warren.
I have
is up.
I have a cane. I don't think it's magical though. But
No,
it
it's
did
probably
come from
not.
down there.
Well, in that case, Uki, you may wish to recall having pitches is good and magical damage might be valuable.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. It's been a while since I've used it. That's one thing I hadn't put on my sheet, but yes, I definitely have it because we used it. Oh gosh, I forget when we used it. A few moons ago.
Yes.
Actually,
Okay, thanks for the reminder.
there we go.
Hmm. That's a good number.
The advantaged
Mhm.
rogue.
You love being a rogue.
Well, I mean, as a DM, you kind of hate it sometimes.
Hey, that's why you're in control of him now. You play both sides, so you always come out on top.
Why isn't this automatically rolling damage?
He may not have it set up right.
Alright, I'll just do it manually real quick then. This plus 5. 7. Alright. So he actually does make a connection. Does he have a sneak attack on here? Yeah. Wow. There we go. So 28 points of damage. This actually hits him. It hits the thing solid. Just digs right in along the shoulder to the point where he's got to kind of yank it back out again.
Van Warren is the best at hitting things. He's shown us all up.
Yes, as he looks on quite proud. All right. And he will bonus action disengage.
A wise elf.
Which brings us to Genesis. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you going to try and squish it?
Squish? Squish.
It's your call.
I think that's a yes.
Yeah. All right. How much weight would you be applying in a squish attack with this, is what I'm wondering. Oh. The idiot button. And it'd probably be about 480 then. We'll keep it with the push, drag, lift. Yeah. So applying 480 pounds to the creature to try and squish it. Standard save for this was it strength? Was that what we said? Oh, this feels like it might be con to resist being squished. What do you guys think?
Con sounds like avoiding squish, because, like, if it was an attack you could see, maybe you would do a dex save, and if it was an attack you could fight, maybe it'd be a strength, but it's like getting squished? Con save.
Yeah, let's go con.
I don't know. Goku got stronger from training under higher gravity. That's like getting squished.
You could make an argument for strength, I guess, but it's more like... I don't see how this is resistible, because this is Genesis just, like, surrounding it in the squish energy.
Yeah.
But is it trying to escape? Like trying to not be where the hand is?
No, he's trying to resist it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with con. That sounds...
DM's choice.
We'll go with con. Your DC is what? Probably way up above an 8.
Probably 17. If I had to guess.
Yeah. So it did not resist. So now we get damage. This is interesting, though. So here's the thing. Based upon this thing's immunities and resistances, the squish is not going to damage it physically. It's going to compress it down and lock it into place instead. Mm-hmm. So for the time being, Genesis, as long as you're willing to maintain this, which will of course, you know, be the usual cost to use it, if you can maintain your concentration to hold it, it will remain held in place, and suffer disadvantage on attacks. Yeah, and give you guys advantage to attack. Does that sound fair?
Lovely. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight.
All right. In that case, sorry about the woo-woos. All right. And that brings us back around to the lacunae. The thing looks aggravated. Understandably. You guys are so mean. He is going to attempt Let me see. This is listener right here in the center. There's Az.
Yes.
Uki, you're the only one close to it that's managed to hurt it so far. Or attacked it physically. And, well, no. I tell you what. I'm going to roll between you and Az. High is Az, low is Uki.
Well, and Van Warren also damaged it, right?
He stepped back.
Yeah.
Oh,
He took the disengage action too.
Oh, coward!
Yeah. And I went low. So he's going to swipe at you again, Uki. But at disadvantage. So... Well, that's a good start.
Yep.
So 10 for the first. 17 for the second. 17 hit.
Right. He is 14.
Okay, so 17, he's got you once, but only for 4 points of damage that time. Once
Okay.
again, it's a searing strike. It hurts like hell. Give me another con save, please.
All right.
You made it that time. You managed to resist the drain.
Right.
Smashingly, I might add.
So I would use my reaction to, because I can, with my sentinel feat, gives me a reaction when they make an attack on a creature within 5 feet of me. That gives me an opportunity attack on this beast.
Go ahead. You still using the quarterstaff?
Still with the quarterstaff,
Okay.
and I missed.
Oh. It was at least your opportunity attack, so let's see what the critical fumble is, but you'll still get your attack next round, provided your arms didn't fall off or something.
That would be amusing.
That does happen sometimes.
I'm used to hitting solid targets. It's weird when you just right through it.
It's
It goes
true.
way off balance.
And that is entirely, like, fair. Give me a d20 roll. Let's see what happens.
Mm.
Okay. Give me an athletics check, please. This is actually pretty suiting. Okay, very close. So, you take the swing, and like you said, like you're used to hitting solid targets, and as your quarterstaff just kind of pushes through this thing, you slip and stumble a little bit, and it nearly flies out of your hands.
Whoops.
But you manage to just barely kind of keep your grip on the thing. Quarterstaff probably isn't your weapon of choice either.
No, not really, but I have proficiency in it, so it works.
But we are once again at your turn. And so since that was a reaction, it did not kill your attack.
You've got a lot of fancy tattoos. Do your fists count as magical weapons?
You know, if didn't have these dampening cuffs,
You have dampening cuffs on? What?
Oh, poor Az.
yep,
That's unfortunate.
it is quite. No, so I guess
Is he aware?
use-
Is he aware of them being that? I forget.
I've been wearing them for 200 years. I think we've tried some shit.
As I say, if he's aware of them, like he might see that his quarterstaff is being incredibly ineffective and say, you know what, it's time for these to come off.
It is, but I don't know if in the middle of combat without the appropriate tools is the right time to address that problem.
It depends on how strong you are.
That's
or,
true.
Or if you want to start bashing them on things, or turn to Van Warren and say, hey, these need to come off right now. I can be pretty forgiving about this type of thing, because I'm sure you guys are probably feeling it a little bit at this moment that you are in danger.
It seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
I-
feel like Az would be the sort of person to want to try and get those off.
Yeah.
At least one.
Seeing what it did to Uki already too, like imagine everyone's like, okay, this is serious now.
Well, my question about the cuffs are what material are they made of? Because maybe something I'm about to do that could impact as both in a bad way and a good way. What I mean by that is, would flaming pitch, flaming tar, perhaps help to remove those when it melts off?
Flaming pitch is not helpful for most things.
Not on a friendly target, probably not.
Yeah, well, that is. Well, I'll address this when we get to my turn.
It's all good.
Take some damage, but get the cuffs off.
I mean, it might take the hands off too, but the cuffs will be gone.
I'm using those.
All right. So, what do you got? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna over here and see if maybe either the doctor or Van Warren have like lockpick or something, some sort of tool to get the cuff off at least my right wrist, my sword hand.
Okay. So, are you taking the disengage action?
Yes, I will take my full action to disengage from this creature and move to the back of the group.
All right. So tell me, who are you looking at for help specifically?
Probably the person with the great big tool bag of goodies and toys, who just used tools to sew up a friend.
Okay.
If it's good enough to sew up a body, it'll probably maybe work as a lockpicking opportunity. Maybe he might be knowledgeable on that sort of thing.
Okay.
Plus the rogue type over there actually hurt the target, so I don't want to bother him this turn.
That's fair. No, that's fair. That's good logic. All right. So we'll let that be your turn. And as steps back behind you, Uki, and you can kind of hear him say, "We need to get these cuffs off, so I can fight." And Uki, you're up. You're kind of toe to toe with this thing. It's already hurt you pretty bad.
I'm noticing that pitch, which has been strapped to my back, is feeling a bit warmer than usual, and I'm getting a bit more smell of the kind of brimstone that comes off of it, like it's excited almost. Like the spirit of the panicked mage inside is like, let me at him. So I'm going to take pitch from my back and essentially kind of try to jam it towards. I'm going to jam it so it's in close, into this creature, and I'm going to say, Rancor.
Oh, Rancor.
No.
All right.
So to do this,
Okay.
the intention that so when I hit it, then it's going to create a arc 30 feet behind it. So there might be, you get ready for some squillings from some spores as well. Well, it'll be 40 feet, 40 feet long, and then
This is a blast. So
Which is-
roll to hit like you would with your pistol for me.
okay, I'll go for my pistol.
If
Yeah,
you
and
don't, or if you don't have a separate one on there for pitch already.
No, I haven't. I
Yeah.
don't. I definitely need to put that. I need to put that on.
Okay.
Does pitch have a plus?
It does.
Okay.
It's not listed, but it does.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, no, that catches it.
All right. And now, so do a 1d10.
1d10.
Okay. 4
4 points of damage.
points. Yeah, and then after this, it'll give an additional 1d6 per round for 5 rounds.
So based on the nature of pitch, the flame arcs out, just coats the thing strangely, and begins to just. He kind of twitches and writhes a little bit, and you see like cracks open up, and the ash form, revealing these glowing embers inside. It seems like it's irritated by it. What's more is you just lit up the fungus and all the brittle skin behind it too.
Ah, they're buried.
Yeah, but they're buried in the fungus.
They were told to bury in the dirt.
Well, there's no dirt to bury. It's all stone.
Ah, shit.
It's okay. It's okay. They're just brittle skins. The elves they'll tell you. It doesn't matter.
It's like breaking a Roomba. You just go to the store and buy a new one.
So because I've damaged this creature, am I able to disengage after this, or is it? What I mean by that is, am I able to step back?
Disengage is an action. If you have an additional action, yes, I believe.
Yeah, because I think because I should have a bonus action, and I'm not going to. It can't. There's no reason to. I say there's no reason to. Is I can't fire pitch again because it can only be discharged once per 2 rounds, right? Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have 2 attacks, so you have an additional action.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then I will go ahead and also then use one of my pistols.
Okay. I was gonna say you could use that action to disengage. Is what I mean.
Oh, okay. So I could use that. Yeah. So I am going to use because I've done damage. He'll continue to have some damage, and that way at least I can get so I'm not right up toe to toe with him.
Okay. All right. That works.
Okay.
And you can use your bonus action for a reload. Since I believe your musket hasn't been reloaded yet, I believe.
Yeah. What was you said? I could use my bonus action for what you cut out there?
Oh, for a reload. I think you saw some.
Yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and reload my musket.
Okay. All right. And that brings us back around to Evelyn. Goodness, what is she gonna do? She's very utilitarian, magically. So, let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Alright. She's gonna shadow step over to here. She's trying to position herself for a sneaky attack. Alright. Saoirse, you are up.
Alright, well, seeing that people are actually hitting now, I think she's going to start a Built Upon Rebel.
Okay. Built Upon Rebel. Keep that in mind, everybody. You have advantage. Well, I think technically you already have advantage, too.
Yes.
Yeah, they do, but I don't think, Saoirse would have realized that.
Yeah, it's still a good thing.
Do we have triple advantage?
Well, no, you can't really double up on advantage, but at the same time, Genesis is holding a concentration ability that's limited. So this could actually free up her to do other things, or if her concentration breaks, you'll still have advantage.
Well, that thing is also giving it whatever Genesis is doing. It's also giving it disadvantage on its attacks. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, if her concentration breaks,
Oh yeah, we still have advantage. Absolutely.
but that's a good thing. So, all right then, listener, you're the only
I'm
one toe to
here.
toe with it right now.
Well, I can't move too much or else people get taken out of the aura, so dodge action, here we come.
Okay. Sticking with the dodge.
Yeah. Because if I disengage to get out of range, somebody's going out of the aura.
You're a
And
linchpin.
that's fun.
You're a linchpin.
Yep.
All right. In that case, Wilhelm.
Also worthy of note, I do still have my stealth roll active from earlier, so it may not even know I'm here unless it's got some true sight.
It's possible.
I will try to get the cuffs off.
Okay. Now, do you have something to do this with?
I have various tools. I feel like a blunt probe might be useful.
You want to try and smash them off?
I would like to try to pick them.
Do you have thieves' tools as a proficiency?
I don't, but I am proficient in sleight of hand.
I will give you a chance at disadvantage. This is not something that you're familiar with, locking
No.
mechanisms.
No, this is just me trying with the fact I have very dexterous fingers. And repurposing other tools from my abilities. Let's see.
So, yeah. It's... You can't make sense of it. The mechanism. It doesn't make any sense to you. It's not like anything you've ever seen. You gave it the college try, though.
Man went in with a blunt probe for a pick and said, "Oh shit, elves made this."
I don't know what I'm doing. This is far different than moving my fingers really well, moving coins and other tricks. Can make a coin disappear? You want to see that?
You got anything else other than coin tricks?
I actually do.
What you got?
I would like to move if possible.
Yeah, you still have a move. You still have a move.
Here.
Okay. No problem.
And then I'm gonna pull out a concussion can.
All right. Get it ready.
Yeah, because I want it. I'm gonna set an action next round.
Okay. That works.
Yep.
All right. So we're up to Van Warren. Do we want to let Van Warren have a go at it? Or have him attack?
Attack, I think.
I think Van Warren would probably attack because he's the best at it.
But, if he can prove he's the best at anything, he'll do it if you ask him.
Mm-hmm.
But no, attack works. He'll step up. And we will have another go with the axe. Ancient and golden.
It's got advantage.
I don't think... Well, yeah, it's just within 5 feet. So...
But he has advantage from...
Yeah.
Like two separate sources of advantage.
I hit it one extra time, but the first one was a crit.
It was. You know what that means? The sneak attack also crits.
Yeah. So here we go. We'll go 11, so 22. And an additional 26. Oof. That was a beefy hit.
Mm-hmm.
he shaved off a chunk of the thing, and the ash actually fell away and dispersed. You can hear it just... It's pissed off and yowling. It's actively struggling hard against you, Genesis. So he will, once again, disengage.
Rogues, telling you.
And we are at Genesis. What you got? You want to let it go and resume its terrible, terrible...
This is just for me. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing that we already have advantage from another source, I'm going to try to do something else.
All right.
Okay, well.
You got me curious.
Okay. Well, get ready to laugh because this is going to be really stupid.
Okay. An empathy attack?
Yes.
Okay.
As I release this adversary from its captivity, I want to make sure that it's very aware that I'm choosing to let it go.
Okay.
Like, okay. It's like you've grabbed, it's like you grabbed a troublesome little kitten and you squunched it, and you're like, stop. Like you mush a dog's face and you're like, stop. You're not hurting them at all, but you're just...
Well, in this case, we have heard it substantially. Mostly.
I'm not. In particular, I'm not. But I'm just... I want it to feel as enslaved and encaptured as it once was with my abilities. I want it to feel like I'm letting you go physically from this pressure that I've applied on you, but rest assured that you will not escape my grasp at all. Like, at all.
Okay.
As angry as you are at me, I have nothing but complete, apathy.
Disdain.
I don't even care enough about your source of anger to care about it, to hate it, right? Because I feel like that's the exact opposite of anger, is complete and utter apathy. Like, someone else will handle this, is the vibe I want to give off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you let it go and attempt to manipulate it emotionally.
Oh. Here we go.
That is as bad a roll as you're going to get out of it.
Master Miss out here gaslighting the Lacune.
Yes. You have
What
successfully...
What Lacune? It's not there.
It's gone. I don't even see it. I pretend I do not see it.
Initiative over. I'm out of initiative. Just walk along.
Well, that does bring us to the Lacune. So now we see what happens.
I can't believe that worked.
So the Lacune stands to his full height again. This 10-foot, dead, lava-eyed, smoke and ash creation of death incarnate. And it looks over at Genesis and kind of locks eyes on you. You can still feel just the hate and malice. And you get the sense through this strange little connection that you formed with it, that this hate and malice is legitimized through its violence in its mind. That this is a creature that was abandoned and lost to die and spent agonizing weeks suffering before it finally blinked out, and the only thing that kept it going to the point it's at now is the hate in its heart for every other living thing in existence. But it nods to you, and you get the sense that even though it's about to slaughter everyone else in this cavern, you're cool.
Master class in
Go
disdain.
to school tomorrow.
What?
That's incredible.
So as we said, he is about to still take a swipe. You know what? We're gonna go for Van Warren. Van Warren's that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually takes a gangly, very quick step.
Also, if this thing is 10 feet tall, it is size large, so shouldn't it take up these 4 squares?
Well, it's tall but not wide.
Okay.
It's tall with poor posture.
Yeah. And it's malleable. You get the sense that it's malleable in its height. It's trying
gotcha.
to impose you. Let's see. Oh boy. Van Warren, where is your sheet? Did I just kill you? Armor class 12. 2 hits. At least the damage rolls were low.
Yeah, they're very, very low damage rolls. This is 4.
I can't heal death.
Can't
No.
go.
That's really more my specialty, and it's not exactly healing.
Alright. So, what do we got here? 5, 10, 11 points of damage. He's still up. It's alright. Still alive. But we do need to do these. 1 meter beat. 2. Look at that. Look at the luck of Van Warren. Manages to resist both. Okay.
And then I'll use my reaction opportunity attack because he's attacked a creature within.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I suppose he's not within 5 feet of me, is he?
No, Van Warren
No.
is not.
More, yep, so I don't have that. Never mind.
It's alright. It is still your turn, though.
It is my turn, though.
He did just come between you and Van Warren.
But I don't have anything that I can hit this guy with.
It's alright. What do you, there's other things you can do if you.
There are other things I can do.
Yes, you can hit him with the I can break these cuffs.
Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna find a stalagmite. Those are the growing up from the ground ones.
Yes.
And I'm gonna bash my right hand cuff into it a lot. Really hard.
Alright. Are you doing the disengage?
Yeah, I'll do a disengage.
Alright. I'll give you the attempt to break it.
That'd be like a strength.
Well, let's just do a straight up strength, and this is going to be a pretty high DC, but yeah, go just regular strength there. Yeah, not quite.
Yep. These are some tough ass cuffs.
They are very well made, very well made. However, there's a benefit to what you just did that will show itself in a moment. So, we'll go ahead and come around to Uki.
Okay, so first I need to roll a d6, which is the additional damage from pitch that goes for 5 rounds. So this will be round number 1.
Yep, go ahead. Full
Okay,
damage.
so 6 points of damage.
Very nice.
And then going to fire. I'm going to fire both my pistols at it.
All right, go ahead.
There's pistol number 1. Oh. There's pistol number 2. Oh, but we have advantage with Built Upon Rebel still playing?
Correct.
So meaning I can, because I need to re-roll both of those, don't I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say that. Well, okay, the first one's, yeah. Boom.
That was better.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So one of them does hit. Once again, it blows a hole through, but it reforms immediately afterward. Still, for Uki, this feels right. It may not be hurting you, but I'm just going to keep at it until there's nothing left.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Uki?
I am going. Well, okay. I'm going to attempt to disengage by just moving over.
Well, you used your 2 actions for your shots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. I
Still-
was thinking I got like two. I was thinking I got extra attack.
But yeah, I think you have, what is it, action surge?
I have extra attack and I have action surge.
Because the action surge will give you an additional movement if you want to disengage.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll use my action surge to disengage.
Okay.
Still staying close to listener.
Okay. You're still within 5 feet of him, so you haven't fully disengaged.
So there.
Okay. That's
Make sure
fine.
I'm in the range. It's hard to tell where I'm at in relation to our listeners. All right.
You're still in it. You're still
Yeah,
in it.
you're in the aura. You're good.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us to Evelyn. Now, Evelyn, she's been just kind of flailing about protecting little Root and trying to figure out a way to be useful without getting herself or Root killed. But she sees as beating this shackle against the stalagmite and kind of looks at you quizzically and maneuvers around the stalagmites to where you are and grabs your wrist and pulls out a set of tools and immediately begins to work not on the tumblers of the lock, but on the runes that surround it.
Ah. Why didn't I think of that?
Mm-hmm.
The Arcanist has the ability to dismantle magical locks.
That's fancy. And comes in handy. That's useful.
Oh,
Yes. I don't have that one yet, unfortunately.
Alright, so let me see here. I don't plus 5 plus all right. So as she picks away at the runes, you see her kind of trace over them in a specific order with these tiny tools as she mumbles something under her breath. And at the very end, she spits in the palm of her hand and wipes it across them, and they disappear, and the shackles both fall away.
Oh. Oh, wow.
You are free and unbound.
Just kind of immediately, kind of,
Woohoo!
woohoo, yeah, and rubbing the wrist because
It's been
it's been a while. It's been a very long time that those have been on there.
Yeah, that your wrist probably looked like alligator skin.
Yeah, that's kind of probably pretty rough in that area.
It'll heal. It's fine.
Yikes.
We'll get you. We'll have Wilhelm make you some lotion. All right.
Well, thank you, friend.
She kind of stumbles over her words as she does, and wraps herself in a little bit of shadow even closer. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, and that'll bring us, Saoirse. Maintaining?
Yep, keep on keeping on.
All right. Listener, you maintaining?
Dodging, invisible, thriving.
All right. Wilhelm? You had something you wanted to do, I believe, with a concussion can?
Yes. I want to wait until a large chunk of it gets blown off. And then I am going to pop the concussion can. Basically, I'm waiting until more than likely Uki does a significant amount of damage. Then I want to pop it and see if I can actually use the wave from the concussion can to actually blow the parts away from it that it loses in that attack.
Interesting. Okay. So we'll hold your action until that happens?
Yep.
I like it. I like it. That works. All right. Van Warren? Oof. He's not liking where he's at.
He might want to be elsewhere.
Yeah, Van Warren's not going to toe-to-toe with this guy.
Well, he could take a... Because he's got bonus action disengage, he could take a swipe before he leaves.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to take a swipe. He's just not going to be there.
No,
He doesn't-
wise.
He's going to get the hell out of the way. Look at that. Wow.
Still has advantage as well.
Yeah. May as well.
No, definitely 24. Double checked.
Definitely 24. We're sticking with that. 6.
Oh my god.
17. So he does a little chunky chink there and whacks it, but you can tell he's just kind of like intimidated at this point, being the only one standing there. So he takes a swing and immediately disengages and kind of ducks out behind Dookie. All right, Genesis, you are up.
Well, having had some time to consider the vibes I'm getting from this being, even though I'm totally not paying them as much attention as I should. Like, you can tell I'm intentionally... Did I mention that I'm not paying them that much attention?
You still
Okay.
get the sense that it's no longer mad at you.
It's just mad at everyone else here.
Well, yeah. It's a little murdery.
It's validated by its violence.
Yes.
So, like, that's the only thing that's keeping it going after it's been abandoned by so many others. Like, it's completely by itself.
You're kind of like a Ju-on.
Pretend I'm smart, and then pretend I'm stupid and explain it to me.
Have you ever seen Ju-on or The Grudge? The horror movie?
Pretend I'm uncultured, then it's a better word.
It's a spirit created through acts of violence that is just unleashing its rage and anger upon the world and will not stop ever.
Okay, we're gonna begin an extensive effort over the next several rounds to paint a landscape for this being. I don't know what their lifespans are like or anything, but we're gonna attempt to sort of third person, third party type of empathizing of, I don't know. I mean, you know the backstory that I came up for with this character, and like I think that Genesis can sympathize very heavily with feeling by yourself.
Okay.
So I want to express to this being why all of us are here. Like, we share a common purpose. We're all out here together, right? none of us are by ourselves, but we've all known what it's like to be by ourselves, you know, in some way or another. So, like, I want to start with me because I know myself, hopefully, better than anyone else, and then kind of travel through the party and kind of like a an Avengers cinematic film where you push through the lives of different people.
Oh,
right?
we're doing a montage.
Yes, yes, we are doing a montage of loneliness with a redemptive background, right? So as we travel through these rounds, I want to like get this being closer and closer to the moment where the party assembles and joins together and we all work together as a team. And I want to, if you'll let me, and this is really stupid, so feel free to say no and laugh at me, right? Like, we're on a journey, right?
Okay.
I want to leave a blank space for this being, for this lacuna, right?
Okay.
Where it could fit into.
Okay. So basically, you're trying to therapize.
Yeah, like
New
your
party
feral anger is
member.
not productive. We're fighting you, you're fighting us.
Interesting. Okay.
Come here.
Join us. Okay.
One of us. One of us.
Let me see here. Okay, so
It rolls so bad on wisdom. Oh my god.
well, you're taking this very interesting directions. So I'm going to say this. It pauses for a second and kind of looks at you questioningly, like, what the heck? What? But for now,
Easily the strangest thing to ever happen to it.
yeah, it's going to push back to you. Since you kind of have this open channel, let's say, it's going to push back to you. And in the span of just a few seconds, you relive the final moments of this creature's life. It wants you to see this.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you a chance to resist what's about to happen to you if you would like.
Nope.
You're going to stay open to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have my mask on, so hopefully I won't lose my eyeballs, but we'll go with this.
So basically, the last moments of this creature's life were spent buried in volcanic ash. It suffocated slowly as the heat and the oppressive weight of the ash just piled up on it. It was abandoned by its friends and family who left it behind. It doesn't even recognize the fact that it was a humanoid creature at any point, any time. It doesn't even identify like that anymore. It was just an existence. But it laid there, just suffering and suffocating, alone. And you have this entire experience just pummeled into your mind rapidly. You're peacebound and you're a spiritualist. So...
Mentalist, not spiritualist.
Sorry. Mentalist.
Same. It's fine.
Give me an intelligence save, real quick.
Ooh.
Don't worry.
Am I good at those? I can't remember.
It's nothing terribly difficult.
Save. Okay. Luck point.
You don't need it. Save your luck point.
Jeez, it's a 13. It's so bad. Oh my god.
No, this wasn't anything terrible. It was just so you didn't become overwhelmed. You are a mentalist. You are peacebound in your mask and focused. So you managed to kind of bear the brunt of this. It is a traumatizing, horrific experience to relive, and it is a part of your memories now forever. But you managed to resist like being overwhelmed by it.
Oh, don't. Okay. Speaking is a free action, right?
What is?
Speaking is a free action?
As long as it's something that can be said within like a few seconds, yes.
Okay. Real quick, we're gonna not really vocalize, but make it aware of the regret that I'm feeling,
Okay.
and we're gonna say 6 words, right?
All right.
I'm sorry. Join us. Be unearthed.
Okay.
Right?
Very concise.
I like
All I
how-
got.
No, I
Because
like I like how firm you are in your conviction with this.
I-
It's an
man.
interesting path.
If I knew it's past, I would have never done that. Right? If I knew it's past, I would have never put it within pressure. Right? The only reason we're fighting it is because it clawed us.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's fair. It's all good.
So I just want to. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, but like, imagine if we had like
A lacuna on your side.
lacuna on our side, stalking through.
It would probably make you rest a little uneasy, but
The power.
so it's interesting, and it's interesting because I mean you've made a connection here. It's already given you the impression it's not going to do anything to you, which for this thing that's pretty amazing to begin with.
Can I start using? Sorry.
So we'll see where it goes if you hammer on with it.
I am continuing this, and I would like to use fragments of my movement to move closer to the being too.
All right.
Like I'm serious about this. Like
Okay.
I'm taking little steps. Like
That works.
all right.
But it is this thing's turn.
Mm-hmm.
It is confused a little bit by you. I will say that. Not enough to stop yet, though. He's not going to go after Genesis. You know what? It is going to go after Van Warren again.
Uki's in the way, though.
Oh, he's got reach.
Oh, no.
Didn't Van Warren disengage? Well, that just removes attack of opportunity. Never mind.
Yes, does not prevent you from being targeted.
So, yeah. So he will step up and lunge out at Van Warren one more time.
Yes. Now, even with reach, Van Warren might have partial cover. I don't know how this thing's melee attacks work.
It could reach over Uki.
Ah, damn.
It's that elongated form.
Mm-hmm.
That is a miss. 13. Oh, Van Warren's an 18 armor class. My god.
He big.
Okay.
High dexterity.
So yeah, Van Warren manages to dance kind of, nope. It makes this thing a little angrier. But as you are up.
I wonder if it works.
Let's see.
Alright. So he kind of punches his fist into his palm and cracks his knuckles. Takes a real deep breath and kind of concentrates real hard. His swirling silvery tattoos across his up his arms and across his chest start kind of glowing a little bit.
Hmm.
Maybe like they're absorbing light. It's weird. Kind of exhales, pulling his hands apart. Just kind of pulling just this spear-shaped hole in reality in the space between them. He opens his eyes and looks down. Just kinda, huh. Well, that's new. It was more golden last time.
It's a different world out here now.
I'm gonna make my way over here.
All right.
And give him a couple of stabs.
All right.
So, 2 stabs with the void glaive on the front end.
That's definitely a hit.
And we still have advantage, right?
Yes. All right.
So,
That's 2 hits.
that one hits, and that one hits.
Was that 36 damage? Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up.
So yeah.
And then the back end of the stick.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Good night.
Also hits.
So, yeah.
Tally that up for me. How much damage did you do total?
Okay. 22, 35, 36, plus 13. What? Fuck. Give me a calculator. Hold on.
You're good, you're good. I got this. 34, 44, 47, 49, 59.
66.
Physical, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 void.
Yeah, okay, so maybe only the void part hits.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's right. This is a magical weapon.
this is a void glaive.
Yeah, it's a void glaive.
So all
So
together
it's a-
66, you said?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as tell me how this happens. You have obliterated it.
I think I just cut it to pieces. Just reached out with the front of the spear and just kind of just flashed it a couple of times. It just carved it to ribbons.
This is 200 years of pent-up energy. Az is going buck wild.
Right? I haven't had this blade out in 200 years. Like, yeah. I don't know. I guess just sliced them to ribbons with the front of the stick.
All right. So yeah, you summon forth
Slicey end.
the void glaive. Step around, kind of flourishing it a bit, stretching it out, getting your arms working. Walk up and just whack, pow, whack, pow, and as you hit, each hit just shatters chunks of this thing's out. Just like gashes come out, chunks of ash go flying, smoke billows out of this thing, and as you finally hit it with your last strike, this howl of anguish and pain echoes out of this thing as the eyes kind of flash and flicker and sink into its form, and the thing begins to crumble into a pile of ash at your feet. However, Genesis,
No.
it's very, very faint, but you still had that connection, right?
Yes?
It's not gone.
What?
It's very faint, but you get the sense that this thing is only down for a while. You're not sure how long, you're not sure how this works, what it means, but this thing did not just disappear. And I don't mean in the sense of like nothing dead in Cairne ever disappears.
Mm-hmm.
I
If
mean,
it were that easy to get rid of a spirit, they wouldn't be milling around like this.
Exactly. But yeah, you get the impression that this thing's probably going to come back some point.
So are the ashes at Az's feet distinct from the other pollinated so forth?
No, it just looks like ash at this point. But it does go quiet.
So if it's not dead, oh, I'll wait till my turn to ask that question. Ooh.
Oh, we're out of initiative.
Yeah, turnstile.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Can we? I mean,
Carry it with.
yeah, can we scoop it up into like a bottle or something, or like a?
No, that's not what I was going to ask.
Get out the dustbin.
If it's
Oh.
not dead, can I heal it?
Well,
If it's not dead, can I take actions? Sir, hit points back.
oh,
I can't believe I didn't think to do that.
poor.
And not actions, third, second win.
Second.
Second win. Yeah, you have the ability.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's the thing to keep in mind, Genesis. This was an undead creature, or is an undead creature. So healing it's kind of, that's a wonky thing.
I.e., you can't heal the undead in 5th edition.
Yeah.
Well, I continue to, if it's not dead and I have that connection, can I still communicate with it?
You can try. Like, nobody else is really aware of what's going on in your mind right now, as far as this connection that you're still feeling. So whatever you do at this point, keep in mind you're doing it solo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm continuing. I'm layering in the intrigue and the prophecies and the steps that we've taken and the multiple people whose lives we've touched, and like making it more and more of an epic story.
Come the next session, the resident spiritualist will have comments on the natures of the undead, particularly the malevolent undead.
Yes.
So I'm talking to it as if I think that this being actually understands part of me and I understand part of it. Like we're communing on a level, hopefully.
Well, you're not getting any open communication, just a sense that it's still there. It's very faint. But
Yeah. I don't know if this is even. This may be pointless. I don't know.
no, what this is role play. So go with what feels right. Don't worry about mechanics or rules or if it seems silly. If you feel like your character would do this, shoot for the moon every time.
Mm-hmm.
If it's still there, I'm trying to explain things like Van Warren's history. Like his entire race is gone.
Yeah.
He knows that aloneness that you feel at the same time, like that's there, you know, and the ferality and the violence and like expressing your existence through that is something that they would speak to on a very primal level. They would definitely agree on. So like you have more common ground with the person you're attacking than you think you do, right?
And like I said, it's a very fascinating path to try. So I tell you what, I think for right now we're gonna call it for the night. It's midnight, and this feels like a good spot to do it right at the end of the battle. You do have some injured folks, and I know Uki's still got those temporary con point loss. But we can pick up the discussion of what to do about the lacunae, possibly still existing, next session when we come back. That'll be a good discussion probably for Genesis and listener to have.
What fun.
But, and you guys did get, well, I think they're worth 10 XP apiece for the brittle skins that Uki inadvertently murdered. Which is funny.
It was only a 30-foot cone. She caught a couple of them, probably not all of them.
I had considered having them throw themselves at the beast, but it wasn't really very solid, so I didn't.
The irony of this is the lacunae was hidden in the fungus, because that's where it died originally. If you guys had just walked away, it would have left you alone. It was there in case someone tried to burn the fungus or something. It would have angered it, and it would have come out and attacked.
Such is life.
Such is life. But hey,
we got some intrigue. We got some character development.
It was a good, solid fight. It was a good, solid, and it was a chance for me to introduce a new critter too, which I'm never.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's like, save the spores, save the party. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a reason to burn away that fungus. We didn't just do it for no reason.
Oh, no, I'm not opposed to it at all. He was there as more of like a trap if you did burn them. The brittle skins were there to kind of warn you away from burning them, which worked.
Yes.
So it
Briefly.
was kind of a let's see what they do with this situation type thing for me.
Just collateral damage, poor little spores.
But yeah, we're making good headway. It's not as huge inside here in the volcano as you might think. It's not really anything huge, but it's meant to be meaningful as you go through the steps. So I hope you guys get that impression and are having a good time.
We are, yeah.
Good. So we'll be back in 2 weeks for more of these hijinks and shenanigans. We've got Az coming out at swinging at full strength. So we've got another heavy hitter between him and Uki. I think you guys are gonna have some firepower.
Well, Van Moren has a fair bit of firepower himself, so.
Yeah, well, he's the best at firepower. I mean,
Yes.
He is, but he got that rogue damage.
But yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks, and of course, next week we're coming back strong with Hell to Pay with Sigil Confidential.
And
Where we get
one
to
hell
fight.
of a fight.
We get to fight a bunch of devils.
Yes, that's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how that turns out.
And we do mean a bunch. 3 of which are CR 11, 2 of which are CR 14.
But you guys killed a god. It's fine.
That did happen. I have been doing math for days.
I have every bit of faith in you.
If the fight is solvable, I shall solve it.
I have no doubt. This is a great party in every game that we play. And things are just winding up so crazy. I really, really am excited to see where these 2 games go in conjunction with one another, eventually, maybe sort of hinted. We shall see. But that is a tale for another time. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, have watched, or will watch, thank you very much, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.